Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a little craft with me. I decided I would go ahead and turn on the camera and do some texturizing on some scraps of paper using my Liquitex flexible modeling paste. And today what I want to do is I want to colorize that texture paste so I can get some variety in my embossing on paper. So basically that's the plan. I've got some palette knives, I've got a plate which I can mix my my texture paste with my colors of paint. I've got this toffee color, blush pink, slate blue, avocado, and one of my favorite greens, and a honey brown. So we're going to try those and get some different effects from our texture paste. So I did try off camera to use some die cuts and create a stencil. This one worked okay. This one is a little bit loose. I don't feel like that's going to hold up well, but I think we'll go ahead and give this a try. That was the big plan, was to use my die cuts, but I think this is going to be a great thing to just try. So I've been out of the studio for several days, and so I just really needed to get in here, get my hands dirty, create something, turn the camera on. We're getting ready, my husband and I just celebrated our 40th anniversary and came back from a little getaway, and then have our granddaughter from up north a little ways away down here for a visit, and we're taking all 7 of our grandchildren camping in 24-ish hours. So I really needed to get in the studio and create. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm sure you guys have seen this on other channels, so please don't feel like you have to hang out with me, but I'm turning the camera on and just getting creative. So we're going to start with just the regular white texture paste, because I do want to do some of that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get some out here on my plate. And a little tight. Okay, let me get those crumbs off of there. There we go. So I'm just going to dig in here and get a good glop of it. Okay, like so. And hopefully you guys will be able to keep that in frame for you guys to see. So let's go ahead and try it with this first. So I thought we would do some of this packaging paper. It's actually a piece of a paper bag, so I thought we would go ahead and try that. So let's go ahead. I was curious how long one of these stencils would hold up while wet, because this texture paste will make it wet. So that does break the paper down. This is 65-pound paper I did it on, and I had trouble with the die cut, so I don't know that you could go heavier. You could probably cut something out on your Cricut or your Silhouette or something, some kind of a stencil, and have better luck, because you could probably cut something heavier, but this is what we've got to work with. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Oh, I love that. Look at that. It's so dainty. Isn't that pretty? Yay. Okay. There we go. I just put my fingers in it. Okay. Let's try it on this. I'm going to kind of wipe that up. I just set this on my table, and I don't really want necessarily to get that texture paste on the back of the paper, at least at this time. So I'm going to have to grab something to dry too. Grab a towel here. There we go. So let's put this down and do the same thing. I love to add embossed paper to my projects, so I thought this would be a fun thing to bring you guys along for. Again, you've probably seen this before, but I needed something that didn't require a lot of brain power, and get something out here on the channel. You do want anytime you're stenciling, you do want to get the excess off. So I'm just running my palette knife along that whole area and just scraping off as much of it as I can. And pulling that up. Another beauty. So I'm just going to kind of spread this stuff out over here. And wipe this up again. So I'm going to speed through some of these white texture paste ones, and then I'll come back with you and go through some more. I love that that white against the brown. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, a little bit more with just the white. So let me get out some of this this vellum, which I definitely think I need to wipe that up, because we don't want the back of the vellum to get wet as well, because that will really distort it. So I'm hoping that this is not going to be a total fail. I've never done it on vellum before. So let's try this one more time. I think that's all the texture paste we have in white that I'm going to do. So I'm just going to try to lay that down like so. And then more. I imagine this is going to cause it to curl a little bit. I guess we will see how it's going to behave. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. So I'm going to set this stencil aside because we are done with it for the time being. And set it over there. But look at that. Look at that. We are definitely going to do more of that. Wow. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and continue with some white while we've got just white here, because I do want to do a little bit more white on some different colors, so, and some more vellum with maybe a stencil. I've got another piece of vellum here. Let's find a stencil that we'd like to try out. Let's see what we got here. I think this one would be really pretty. These are all my Tim Holtz larger stencils, not the itty bitties. Some itty bitties are in here too, but let's see what else we've got here. It would be fun to try. Oh, this would be really pretty. Really pretty, this one here. There we go. I'll probably do more of these off camera as well, because this is so cool. I think I want to do this right here. And I'm going to do the whole page, the whole thing, the whole design on the vellum. I have never seen it done on vellum before. This is going to be really cool. Have you guys done it on vellum? Oops, don't move. Don't move. I know I'm getting to the edge of the table, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even need a full impression here. Like, I'm not going over crazy here trying to get it in every little hole, so I'm just going to try to scrape off some of the excess, as I mentioned before. What that does is it helps your texture paste not to peak when you pull the stencil off. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. That's a little bit messier, but that's okay. I'm going to set that over there with the paper one. Hopefully those won't dry too fast, but I think that's still really lovely. Oh, it wants to curl. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some texture, some colorizing. So let's start with the green. So this is Avocado from Deco Art Americana. It's a craft acrylic, but they are an excellent quality paint. I love them. Just shaking it up, make sure I don't have any oils at the top. And I'm not going to use much of this because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm going to get some more of the texture paste out here. You can make your own texture paste. There are many people that have done this on YouTube, so you can search that and find people that make homemade texture paste. I have done it before, but I don't care for it. So, because I also do more professional acrylics, and I like the real stuff. That's just, I'm a little spoiled that way. So do I like that color, or do I want it to be a little bit darker? I think we'll go with that color. It's different. Okay. Just kind of mixing that up. And let's get some of this. And I wonder if we can still use that paper one. Does it have any more life in it? I think it might. I think it might. I really love this. I should have done more than one. Okay, let's do it. I like that. It's a very subtle color. You guys can see that? It's a very subtle color. I think it's really pretty. So let's set that over there. I still want to get another one out of this. So let's see what else we can put under here. I think this paper would be really pretty. It's not very big, so we'll have to only get part of this stencil in, but that's okay. We're getting some white back mixed in that's on the back of this paper. That's okay though. Kind of lightening up that green. I think that's going to be fine. Stencil, the paper stencil's getting a little weak. That's really lovely too. I think we'll be done with that, baby. She's getting weak. But look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so let's try another color. This is just me also trying the techniques, because I've never really, I did a little bit of colorizing, but I haven't really explored it much. You could use all kinds of things to colorize. You could use powders, you could use fluid acrylics, you could use acrylic inks, which we could try. Should we try that? I don't know. I feel like we need to use this though, because I don't want it to go to waste. So let's go ahead and get some more paper here. Let's try this one. I don't want to waste all this texture paste, because I'll have to wipe that off before I do the next color. I'm getting that all under the stencil down here at the bottom. That's okay. Oh, that's gorgeous too. Look at that. So pretty. Oh my goodness. So I gotta find room over here. I'm gonna just try to get this clump of texture paste off the bottom. Got kind of stuck in a hole there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. I have a glass mat here, is what you see. And so it cleans up really nice. Anything will clean off of it. Really, really handy. Okay, so let's go ahead and wipe this off. And we'll go to another color of texture paste. I should have had my granddaughter do this. She's much more of a city girl than our, I don't know, city girl is probably not the right term, but she's quite connected to her phone and being inside and things like that. So trying to get her, trying to engage her and give her some fun things to do without being on her phone. So I should have had her do this today. The girls, I had both my granddaughters over and we did a little bit of watercolor stuff, but so I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get a little bit more of the texture paste on here, and let's try the pink. I think it would be fun. Don't want it to be too dark. Let's give that a try. Oh, that's really dark. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. It's very pink. That was not shaken up very well either. We've got a bunch of gumminess going on here. It's not mixing well. Get a little bit more texture paste. Try not to get everything messed up here. That's a little bit lighter. Good job. Good job, Cara-Renee. You can have a cookie. No, not really. Let's try some book page. This is from an old Heidi book from my stash. So where did all my stencils go? I'm gonna take a moment and get some bigger stencils, guys. Hold on. Or rather, just some other stencils. So we have a little more variety here. So let's see what we've got here. Well, we can definitely use this one still, but I'm gonna just take these off my, well, maybe not. See if we see anything we like. This would be pretty. I am gonna just take these off though. They're painful. They're just on a little ring, which makes it pretty handy. I hang them on the back of my door. Keep them out of the way, so that will be really nice. And then I think this one would be pretty too. And let's see what else we've got in that stack that I just threw to the side. Let's see, we got another medallion. I don't think we need 2 medallions. We've got some stars. We've got some script. That would be a good one. And we've got this flower. I don't really want to do a flower. Whoa. I wonder if that would be pretty. Lilacs. Let's try the lilacs. And this. And then we'll call it good. We'll just do some variety of color on these. So I do want to use this one with the book page. I'm gonna put it over here though. I'm loving seeing the different colors. I generally just do white, but I'm loving this effect. Look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I know you can't probably see that very well on camera, but it's a very, very pale, dusty pink. So let's get that off and out of the way. And I think we're going to be done with that stencil. Put it over there on the stack. Hopefully those will clean okay in a little bit. That off again, and let's do some more pink. I'm going to speed through this a little bit, you guys. That's gorgeous. It's a little bit more sorry, I'm just putting this on top of something. Oh, hold on. There we go. It's a little bit more solid than I would like for this technique, but I think it's going to be fine. So let's get that a little home over here. And let's see if we can get another one out of the pink. It works better when you have a larger stencil because you get more, you get kind of more bang for your buck, so to speak. But that's okay. Dry that. And what else do we have over here? We have script. We don't really want script on music, in my opinion. But we have this, would be pretty, I think. This a lilac. Oh man, I just put that in that texture paste. Oh my goodness. Ah. There we go. How about the lilacs? Shall we try those? I think that would be pretty. Sure, why not? This might be a little bit more solid than some of the other things because it's kind of like that medallion one that we just did, but that's okay. This paper would have been really pretty with just the white. But we're just experimenting. It's okay. Oh, that's beautiful. It doesn't really look like lilacs. It just looks like beauty. Pure beauty. Oh my gosh, I love that one. Shall we try that one again? Let's try that one again. Let's get a little bit of it on this handmade paper of mine. I'm gonna skip around. I don't want to cover the whole thing because I don't have enough pink and I don't want it to be so solid. So let's just kind of put it here and there and not worry about covering everything. See what result we get. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful on the brown. Look at that. Oh, I am loving this. You could do this and have your embossed stuff be the colors in your journal. Would be really, really cool. So let me just wipe this off again. I'm going to take a moment and clean my plate and my palette knife off, and I'll be right back. Okay, what color shall we use next? I forgot this palette knife. There we go. You do want to clean these off like right away. That texture paste starts to dry very quickly. So let's go ahead and do some of this brown. I think this would be really pretty as well. So I'm going to get more texture paste. I'm going to go a little bit less because we're actually wasting some in this process because I don't want to keep you too long. We'll just use this one. And we're going to go ahead and get at some of this brown. I think it was like a honey brown. Not much because I want to play around with the tone, which is basically the lightness or darkness of the color. That's the color I want right there. Almost kind of a skin tone. Really pretty. Just kind of turn this plate. I found that this was easier than I used to do it like on a piece of parchment, and then the parchment moves over. The parchment paper moves while you're trying to do it. So let's go ahead and use this book page. And we keep getting text stuff, so we've got to find something that we can put on this. I don't like that. I'm going to grab a couple of more stencils, guys. Okay, I've got another ring of stencils here. So let's see what we've got. It might work. Not seashells. That might be pretty. Even the alphabet and the numbers would be pretty. I don't really think I want butterflies per se. This would also be really pretty. It's a little bit of a rough stencil though. So that one would be pretty. I kept saying I wasn't going to pull anymore, but you know how it goes. Look at how it goes. There we go. Got a duplicate of some things here, but that's, oh, and that would be cool. Okay. I'm not going to get any more stencils out, I promise. I promise. Let's go ahead and use this one. I like the, I like how thick this is, so let's give it a try. And this is kind of more a tone-on-tone idea here, so we're going to give it a try. Not exactly the same tone, but I think it'll be pretty. Let's see. The big reveal. Not a huge fan of it. It's alright. Don't know until we try. I think it's a little bit too apricot-y, so I'm going to put a little bit more brown in there and give that another mix and see if we can get another bit out of this. I don't really have much texture paste left on the plate. So I'm going to go darker, and I'm going to get a little bit more of the texture paste as well because I feel like we don't have enough. There we go. Just a little bit more brown. It's definitely an apricot kind of color. That's okay. Yep, I think we're going to keep going. Let's just keep going with it. Another wipe here. Who knows, this video may not even go up. It may not even go up. I think this would be really cool with the script one that we keep setting aside here. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, you really don't know until you try, like, what things are going to look like or if you're going to like it. So just play. That's all I'm doing. I just happened to turn on the camera. That is pretty. Look at that. I want to try that stencil in another color as well. That's really gorgeous. So let me wipe that stencil off. I think this is the Art Is stencil, and you guys might be familiar with it. It's pretty popular. It's a Crafter's Workshop stencil, and they have it in this size, which is a 6x6, but they also sell it in a 12x12, I believe. I don't know if I have the 12x12. I might. I didn't want to get the big stencils out. So I do want to use that again, but not with this same color. So I'm going to just set it someplace out of the way, because we need to do another one with this peachy color that I'm not really terribly fond of. So I've got this one that I've used a little bit, but it's like a ledger, and I thought that would be pretty as well here on some of this brown paper. I like it, but not so, I don't know about loving it on this brown paper, but that's okay. We're running out of room. So I think we're going to be done with that stencil as well, because I don't want to keep you too much longer. This is how the vellum one is turning out. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell that it is warping, but I think it's going to dry beautifully. And it's got a lot of texture paste on it. So that was bound to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and wipe this one off, and I'll be right back. Clean plate, clean slate. So let's see what papers we have under here that I really wanted to get to. So I really love using the music pages and book pages. I'd like to do more of that that linen paper, and then some of this would be really pretty too. But I don't want to keep you too long, so I'm going to be selective here about what I use. This is another piece of my paper. Got some more of that green. Okay, we gotta pick. We gotta pick. Okay, so we had this. I thought this would be cool too. It's called a mini, the story, and it's got all those cool elements. I thought that would be fun to try. Maybe on our brown paper. And what color of texture paste should we do? Should we try the blue? This is like a slate blue. Let's try that. I'm going to go ahead and get some more texture paste out here. And we'll be just about done. You guys get the idea. You could do this again with all kinds of, you could probably even do it with re-inkers from your like Distress Oxide inks and Distress inks, I would imagine. So we're going to go ahead and get some of that blue in there. It's a little bit bluer than I anticipated. I thought it was more of a gray blue. It's not mixing well. It's like a baby blue almost. I'm going to see if I can grab some gray. It's right behind me here in my drawer. Let's see if we can get a little bit of true gray and see if we get a different result here. I don't even know if there's any in here. It might be dried out. Is it dried out? There we go. Now it's very gray. The quandary of color mixing. That's okay. We're just playing. I think the gray would be really pretty though. I'm not sure if it would be really cool on this paper though. Maybe we'll try. Yeah, let's just go for it. Too much waffling. You get the idea though. I'll show you the ones we did here as a recap, and I'll probably let you go. I'll probably do some more off camera, and I'll just take pictures of everything so you guys can see it at the end of the video. Let's see what that looked like. That's interesting. Not sure I'm a big fan of that. On that paper, I don't think that was the best choice of paper to really bring that out. So let's see if we've got something else in here that would work better. Maybe just some of the music paper and give this another shot. I don't know if it's the color that I'm not caring for or if it's the paper underneath. So let's go ahead and try this again. I think it's the fact that it's on the brown paper, because I like this better. Look at that. So I will continue on off camera and I will show you pictures at the end of the video. Thanks for stopping by. I know this was probably not earth-shattering sharing or news, but I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it just inspires you to get out your materials and try doing some texturizing. Using your scraps. It's a great way to use scraps, and it's a great way to create layers in your projects. Really, really beautiful. So I will see you after camping in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.